Welcome to this step-by-step tutorial. In today's video, we'll walk through how to deploy a database from SQL Server 2025 directly to Microsoft Azure Cloud. This process allows you to take your on-premise database and seamlessly move it into the cloud environment, making it easier to scale, manage, and secure your data. Let's get started. First, click on Connect. Then, select Database Engine. Here, I'm using my local SQL Server instance, so I'll go ahead and hit Connect. Now you can see that I'm connected to my local database server, and my database is listed here. Next, I'll right-click on the database, go to Tasks, and select Deploy Database to Microsoft Azure SQL Database. Once you click on that option, this window will appear. Once you click on that, then it will bring you to this window. Then hit Next. Now, you'll arrive at the Deployment Settings window. Click on Connect. Here, you need to specify the connection details for your target server in Azure. At the top, you'll see the Server Connection section, where you connect to your Azure SQL Server instance. Now hit Connect. Here, under Microsoft Azure SQL Database settings, we need to configure three important options. First is the addition of Microsoft Azure SQL Database. This defines the performance tier of your database. You can choose from options like Basic, Standard, Premium, Business Critical, General Purpose, Hyperscale, or even Data Warehouse, depending on your workload and budget. Next, we have a maximum database size. This lets you specify how large your database can grow in Azure. Higher sizes allow for more data storage, but also come with higher costs. Finally, the service objective. This option sets the level of resources, such as compute power and throughput, that your database will get. For example, you can select a lower tier for testing or a higher tier for production workloads that need strong performance. Now hit Next, then hit Finish. Meanwhile, let me connect to my Azure database. Here, you can see that the database has not been created yet because it's still in the deployment process. This may take a few minutes depending on your internet speed and the size of the database. Once the deployment is complete, the database will appear here. During this time, SQL Server is exporting your local database into a BACPAC file and then uploading it to Azure, where it gets imported as an Azure SQL database. That's why the process can take longer for larger databases with more objects or data. Once the deployment is complete, the database will appear here, fully hosted on Azure and ready to be accessed from anywhere. A quick tip: BACPAC files are not just for deployment. You can also use them for backups, migrations between servers, or even archiving old databases. This makes them very useful for database administrators working in both on-premises and cloud environments. Now the process is done, and here in Summary Result, you can see all the tables and other database objects are been deployed to our Azure environment. So once you hit on Refresh button, you can see the database is appear here. And that's it. You've successfully deployed your SQL Server 2025 database to Azure SQL Database. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss upcoming tutorials on SQL Server and cloud databases. See you in the next video.